Siachen Glacier is here, 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐍𝐃𝐄𝐂 Glacier is here. So the tributary on the right bank, you can see 𝐂𝐇𝐀, you can see Gilgit, Nubra joins the 𝐂𝐶. As you can see from Pakistan on its right bank also you have, whenever you visit Ladakh, this is a very famous lake, very picturesque beauty, beautiful sky that you have. The various ecological features that you can see, that Indus has a blind Indus River dolphin. You will see that it has a dolphin and the dolphin is blind. Now why is the dolphin blind? Srinagar is on Jhelum, Dal Lake is on Jhelum, and Dal Lake is considered to be a remnant of a very big lake. Hello everyone, welcome to PW Only IAS English channel. I am Dimple Nankani, the faculty for Geography and Environment in PW Only IAS English channel, English batches. I teach in the Titan batch. So today the topic of discussion would be the river system. We will be covering the river system one by one in the subsequent videos, and today the topic of discussion is Indus River System. So we'll cover Indus, then we'll cover Ganga River, Brahmaputra and all the other rivers. This topic is very important for your prelims examination, and at the end of the video we'll also be covering the questions that have been asked on the various rivers. So let us begin. Let us start off with Indus River System. So if I talk about Indus River System, it is Indus and its tributaries. So Indus has its right bank tributaries, left bank tributaries, and this is important for the examination. So let's focus here. Let me highlight the screen a little bit for you so that you can see it in a very clear manner. So if I talk about, this is how the Indus River looks like here. This is the Indus River. This is the Bokarchu Glacier. As you can see, the image of a glacier is also mentioned. So from the Bokarchu Glacier, the Indus River is entering. This is somewhere in Tibet. It enters India from 𝐑𝐄𝐂𝐻, that is in Ladakh. Then it moves to Ladakh. It moves to Jammu Kashmir. It then moves and becomes a part of the Pakistan. Okay, then this is how the Indus River is finally flowing, and it drains into the oceans. Okay, so this is how the Indus River is. That starting from Bokarchu, moving to Ladakh, Kashmir, then moving towards Pakistan. If I talk about Indus River, what have we learned? The origin, that is Bokarchu Glacier. Coming to 𝐑𝐄𝐂𝐻 in Ladakh. If I talk about the tributaries, if you look at the tributaries, you can see the tributaries like you have a 𝐂𝐿 River here, which is coming from a Siachen Glacier. Okay, here you have Gilgit Glacier, you have Siachen Glacier. Okay, so and this way you have 𝐂𝐇𝐀 Glacier. So here it comes from Siachen Glacier, 𝐂𝐿, which becomes a part of the Indus River on its right bank. You have Nubra River, which is a part of the 𝐂𝐿 River, which also becomes a part of Indus. From the Gilgit Glacier, you have Gilgit rivers. So Gilgit Glacier is here, Siachen Glacier is here, 𝐂𝐇𝐀 Glacier is here. So the tributary on the right bank, you can see 𝐂𝐿, you can see Gilgit, Nubra joins the 𝐂𝐿. As you can see from Pakistan on its right bank also you have Kabul. Okay, so these are the major right bank tributaries. If I talk about the left bank tributaries, on the left bank you have 5 major rivers which join and become Panjnar. So the 5 major rivers on the left bank, you have Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Sutlej. So this is your Jhelum River, forming the border between India and Pakistan. You can see you have a Chenab River, okay, which is in India and then flows towards Pakistan. You have Ravi River, so Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi. You also have a Beas River, which is combining to the Sutlej River, and all of these combined together becomes Panjnar, and the Panjnar then meets the Indus. So on the left bank you can see Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Sutlej, all 5 coming together and become the Panjnar. So this is about your Indus River system. Let us, once we've understood this part, we've understood the picturesque part, let me now move on to focusing on what we have learned so far. You can, as you can see from here also, you can see this, that there are various lakes. You can see various lakes. One lake that you can see here in Ladakh is the Pangong Tso Lake. Okay, the Pangong Tso Lake, very famous. Whenever you visit Ladakh, this is a very famous lake, very picturesque beauty, beautiful sky that you have. So this is the Pangong Tso Lake, as you can see near the Indus River. So let me focus on the Indus River first. So where are we? We are looking at the Indus River system. In the Indus River system, As you can see in the Indus River System, that origin is from a glacier, that is Bokarchu Glacier in the Tibet. In the Tibet region, it is called as Singi Khambam. Okay, so lion's mouth or the lion's mouth. So in the Tibet, this is known as Singi Khambam, and Sutlej is known as Lanchen Khambam. Both of them, you will see, they are moving parallel. So they have their name. Singi Khambam, Lanchen Khambam is Sutlej. Then it flows in the northwest direction, as you can see, and enters India at Demchok in Ladakh. We've seen this. It travels between, very important, it travels between Ladakh and Karakoram. So you have Karakoram, you have Indus, and you have Ladakh. So you have Kila, Karakoram in the north, Indus little south, and Ladakh further south. So you have a Kila, that is Karakoram, Indus, and Ladakh. At Leh, you will see it is joined by Zaskar. So you also have a Zaskar river, which is not shown here. So at the Leh, it is joined by a river, that is Zaskar river. The Zaskar river originates from the Zaskar range. So there is Zaskar range from which you will have the Zaskar river that is coming. So it is Karakoram, Indus, Ladakh, then you have your Zaskar, and then you have the Zaskar range. So Zaskar river and the Zaskar range. This is followed by a Shyok river, and you also see there is Shyok river which is also meeting here. So Shyok river which meets it downstream. In the Sindh province at the Pakistan, the river accumulates significant sediments. Lot of sediments have been carried from Tibet, from Himalayas, and at the base, near the base level where it is meeting the ocean, the sediments are getting deposited. So they will form what? You will form Indus Delta. So this is a place where you have a lot of good delta. So this is your Indus River System. Once we are done with the understanding the major part of the Indus River System, let us now focus on what are the ecological features. See, many times in your UPSC, they ask questions on what species you will find in which river, and many other questions, what national park will be there along which river, like they have asked in the previous examination. So it is also important to understand not just the origin of the river, the tributaries of the river, but also it is important for you to understand the various ecological features. The various ecological features that you can see, that Indus has a blind Indus River dolphin. You will see that it has a dolphin, and the dolphin is blind. Now, why is the dolphin blind? It is not just with respect to Indus River. Blind Indus River dolphin is there, but even in other rivers, you will see that the dolphins are blind. For example, the blind Gangetic dolphin. For example, a blind Chambal dolphin. So you have Irrawaddy dolphin. All of them are blind. Why the dolphins in the rivers are blind? The reason for this is that the river's water are not very clear. The river water is turbid. Turbid means it has a lot of sands, dust, small rock particles. So what happens? These rock particles, sandy particles, they had got into the eyes of the dolphin centuries ago. And then because of the too much of turbid water, the dolphins became blind centuries ago. And now that genetic thing is getting passed. So it is related to the river or water. So you have blind Indus dolphin in your Indus River. It is an endangered species. I have already covered the major tributaries. We'll just revise. You have Zaskar River, you have Suru River, you have these other left bank, you have Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, Sutlej, and the Panchnar. On the left hand side, we had seen this. On the right side, you have Shyok, from Siachen, you have Gilgit coming from Gilgit, you have Hunza, Swat, Kunnar, Koram, Gomal, Tochi, Kabul, all the rest, this one, Swat, Kunnar, Komar, Gomal, Tochi, Kabul, they are originating in the Pakistan region. So this is the left bank tributary, this is the right bank tributary. You need not always remember left and right, but if you draw the images, if you look at the images, it will automatically come to your mind. Now, this was about the Indus River. Now let me focus on the other river, one of the tributaries of the Indus, that is Jhelum. The Jhelum River, we will focus on the tributaries of the Indus. So let me focus my attention on the Jhelum River. As you can see, this is the Jhelum River. Here, this is the Jhelum River. The Jhelum River, a very unique feature of Jhelum River you can see is that it is forming a border. It is forming a border between India and Pakistan. On one side you have India and on the other side you have Pakistan. So the river is actually forming a line, a boundary between India and Pakistan. So if I talk about Jhelum River, where does it originate? Jhelum River, it originates at a spring. Fountains, the springs, it is originating at a spring called as Verinag Spring, which is at the foot hill of, which is at the foothills of the Pir Panjal. So foothills pe hai Pir Panjal, where is a spring called as Verinag spring, from where your Jhelum river will come. So it is, and it is forming the border between India and Pakistan. Okay. So, and very important feature on the Jhelum river is a very important lake, Dal Lake. The Jhelum river meanders and it falls a Dal Lake. Dal Lake, if you've been to Kashmir, whenever you've been to Kashmir, there are 2-3 itineraries, there are 2-3 places you definitely visit. You definitely visit Srinagar. The Srinagar is on the bank of Jhelum. In the Srinagar city, there is a very famous lake, Dal Lake, formed due to the meandering of Jhelum. So that's important that you should know. Srinagar is on Jhelum, Dal Lake is on Jhelum, and Dal Lake is considered to be a remnant of a very, very big lake, Wooler Lake. So Dal Lake is considered to be a remnant of it. So Wooler Lake is also along the bank of the Jhelum. So here its origin is Verinag Spring, Kashmir. It forms Kashmir Valley. It flows through Pir Panjal range. The origin is at the Pir Panjal range. There is Dal Lake, and it forms a part of India and Pakistan border. So it has a very famous lake, that is Dal Lake, where you have shikara. People will be in the boat. You have houseboats. You have very, very good vegetation surrounding. Also, just opposite to Dal Lake, you have famous Mughal gardens. So you have, this is called as the Srinagar's Jewel, which is surrounded by Mughal gardens like Shalimar Bagh, as you can see, and it also has Nishat Bagh. I have been to this place, Nishat Bagh. It is beautiful to watch, very good flowers, beautiful it is. So Shalimar Bagh and the Nishat Bagh. So this was the first major tributary of Indus, that was your Jhelum river. Moving on, we have Chenab river. Okay. See, the rivers, you can revise it by the tricks. So Chenab, it starts from C, it ends at B. Okay. So the origin of Chenab, there are 2 rivers. One is starting from C, Chandra, and the other that starts from B, Bhaga. So Chenab is actually made up of Chandra and Bhaga river. Just you look at Chenab, the word, when you use the word Chenab, you see C for Chandra, B for Bhaga. It is also known as Chandrabhaga river. So that's your Chenab river. Let me focus here on the Chenab river first. So this is the Chenab river, as you can see. I'll focus my attention on Chenab river. Chenab river, it is found at the confluence of Chandra and Bhaga river. It is originating from Bada Lachala. Badi river hai. Chenab river is quite a big river. So Bada Lachala, from a big range, it is coming from Bara Lachare. The origin is at Bara Lachala. It is flowing through Jammu and Kashmir. As you can see, this is the Chenab river. It flows through Jammu Kashmir. It also flows into Pakistan's Punjab plain. Okay? And it is forming a very fertile valley. So this river also meanders, like majority of the river. This river also meanders. So it's flowing through Jammu Kashmir. It is also flowing to the Punjab region of Pakistan. So this is your Chenab river. Okay? The Chenab river is also known as a Chandra Bhaga river. I have mentioned that. It is also known as the Chandra and Bhaga river. Both of them, they meet at Kelong. Therefore, Chandrabhaga is also known as the Lady of Kelyong. Okay, if you get a MCQ, what is the Lady of Kelyong? It is the Chenab river. So this is about your Chandrabhaga. Now, the next one that we have is the Ravi river. As you can see, R for Ravi, R for Rohtang. Remember like that. R for Ravi, R for Rohtang Pass. So Ravi originates from where? Ravi originates from the Rohtang Pass, which is where? In the Kullu Hills in the Himachal Pradesh. So this is the place where Ravi is originating. Does Chenab flow through Himachal Pradesh? Yes. Okay. So it also flows through Himachal Pradesh. So Ravi comes from Himachal Pradesh, Rohtang Pass, Kullu Hills. Then it moves towards Kashmir. It is flowing through Himachal Pradesh, Punjab part of India, and also Punjab part of Pakistan. So it is also flowing there. The notable features that you have in Ravi is you have Rohtang Pass. I said R for Ravi, R for Rohtang. So it's a very high altitude pass. What is a pass? A pass is a gap in the mountains. Between the mountains, you will have a gap. This gap can be used for transportation. So this is a gap in Pir Panjal range, the part of Himalayas. So Himalayas mein Pir Panjal range, it has Rohtang Pass, from where the Ravi is originating. It is there in Himachal Pradesh. It passes through Punjab region and then it moves towards Pakistan region. So this is the way your Ravi river is. So what have we covered? We have covered Indus River, Jhelum River, Chenab River, and the Ravi river. Moving on to the next river, a very cute river, a very, very cute river, a very, very small river, originates in India, ends in India. That is your Beas river. So very small river, small name, cute river, originating in India, ending in India. That is your Beas river. So where does it originate? It's very easy to remember also. It is originating at Beas Kund. Kund means a lake. So it is originating at Beas Kund. This is your Beas river, as you can see here. Originating in India at Beas Kund in the Punjab region, moving and ending in India. It meets what? It meets the Sutlej river. It meets what? It meets the Sutlej river. So Beas is actually meeting the Sutlej river. Originating in India and ending in India is Beas. So what about Beas? You can see origin is Beas Kund near Rohtang Pass, obviously in Himachal Pradesh. It is originating there. It is flowing entirely within India before merging with the Sutlej. The place where Beas and Sutlej meet, the place where Beas and Sutlej meet, that place is called as 𝐿𝐸𝐾𝐿. They meet at 𝐿𝐸𝐾𝐿, and both of them, they make a wetland called as 𝐿𝐸𝐾𝐿 wetland. Beas and Sutlej make a wetland called as 𝐿𝐸𝐾𝐿 wetland. So Beas, a cute river, small river, originating in India, starting from Himachal Pradesh near Rohtang Pass, moving towards Punjab, meeting Sutlej, forming 𝐿𝐸𝐾𝐿 wetlands. This is flowing entirely within India. So this was the Beas river, as we have seen. This is the Beas river, right? Now moving on to the next river, that is your Sutlej river. The next river, that is the Sutlej river. As you can see, before Sutlej enters India, this is the Sutlej. You can see from here. This is Sutlej. Before Sutlej enters India, it is moving parallel to Indus. It is moving parallel to Indus. So if Indus is known as Singhi Khambam, Sutlej is known as Lanchen Khambam. Okay, so both of them Khambam. It originates at Rakshastal near Mansarovar. So there's a lake. A tal is a lake. Lake is Rakshastal, that is near Mansarovar. That is where your Sutlej comes. So Rakshastal in Tibet. It is known as Lanchen Khambam. It enters India from a pass, from a gap, that is called as Shipkila Pass. So you remember S for Sutlej, you remember S for Shipkila. It is coming from Shipkila Pass. It moves, it is joined by Beas. On the Sutlej, you have 𝐿𝐸𝐾𝐿 wetland. So what is the origin? Rakshastal lake near Mansarovar lake in Tibet. It is flowing through Himachal Pradesh and Punjab in India. It is the largest tributary of the Indus. It is the largest tributary of the Indus. It is also important for irrigation and hydropower. And I've also told you it is coming in Shipkila. It is coming through Shipkila Pass. Sutlej has important dams, Bhakra Nangal Dam being one of them, and it meets Beas and forms 𝐿𝐸𝐾𝐿 wetland. So that's your Sutlej river. If I talk about, this was the left bank tributary. This was the left bank tributary of the Indus River. So this is Indus River. We have already completed the left bank tributaries. What are the left bank tributaries? Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Sutlej. As you can see, 𝐿𝐸𝐾𝐿 barrage here. We've seen that between Beas and Sutlej. On the Beas, you can see a very cute dam, Pong Dam. The Beas is a small river, Pong is a small name. So Beas has Pong Dam. As you can see, on the Sutlej, you will have Bhakra Nangal Dam. We've seen on the Sutlej, you also have Ropar Dam. So this is your Indus River. This is the Indus River. You can carefully look at the Indus River. Bhakra Nangal Dam, Pangong Lake, Demchok, Ropar Dam, 𝐿𝐸𝐾𝐿 barrage, the tributaries that you have. Now, I will cover a right bank tributary of Indus, that is your Shyok. I have told Shyok is coming from where? Shyok is coming from a glacier called as a Siachen Glacier. What is the tributary of Shyok? Nubra. Nubra is a tributary of the Shyok. So let me go to the Shyok River. Shyok River. It is coming from a Remo Glacier near Siachen Glacier in Ladakh. It is the right bank tributary of Indus. It is flowing through glacial fed terrain. So it's flowing through a rugged terrain, not so flat terrain, and it is flowing through a glacial fed terrain. So Remo Glacier, which is just near Siachen Glacier. So this was about the Indus River and the major tributaries. If I move on to the ecological features of Indus, we've seen that Indus has blind Indus dolphin. Apart from this, Indus also has various other ecologically important flora and fauna. So it has national parks, it has important flora, it has important trees. So let's focus here. What are the important trees that you have? It has a very important national park. The Indus, near the Indus, is a very important national park, that is Hemis. Hemis high altitude. It is at a very high altitude. So Hemis National Park. You have the 𝐑𝐄𝐿 National Park. Okay. You also have Salim Ali National Park. You have Kishtwar National Park. You have Changthang Wildlife Sanctuary. Apart from it, also have important lakes. You have Sokar Lake, you have Somorari Lake. We had also seen Pangong So. We had seen Wooler Lake also. So important national park. We have Kishtwar, the 𝐑𝐄𝐿, Hemis High Altitude National Park. You have Salim Ali National Park. These are the important national parks that you have along the Indus Basin. First one, Hemis High Altitude National Park. It is bounded by Indus River on one hand and the Zaskar Range on the other. Right? So it is bounded by Indus on one hand as well as and Zaskar, which is this is Zaskar. So this is bounded by Indus on one hand and the Zaskar on the other. It is the second largest contiguous protected area. So it's very, very large. So it's second largest in India, the largest being the Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve. So it is the second largest contiguous protected area. It is famous for a pine forest. As you can see, this is the pine forest. Good trees, widely spaced trees, good canopy. You have meadows, the flowers and the others. You have alpine shrublands. At the altitude you have alpine small trees called the shrublands. You also have alpine tundra. This is very important. This national park is very important for snow leopards. You can see the leopards, they have adapted to the snowy conditions and they have changed their color. So this is called as the snow leopard. It is also refuge for urial, that is Ladakhi urial, called as Shapu. So it's famous for Shapu, that is Ladakhi urial. That's your Hemis High Altitude National Park. If I move on, the fauna that you have bharal here, that is a blue sheep. You have jackal here. You have golden eagle. You have vulture. You have golden eagle. You have Himalayan snow cock. You have blue sheeps, as well as you have Tibetan wolf. Okay. So these are the famous flora and flora we had seen. The fauna that you have, the birds as well as the animals that we have. The places are important biologically as well as ecologically, but they are facing some issues. There are issues that are going on. There is a lot of overgrazing. This has led to many animal and human conflict that is seen everywhere. So Kashmir is not an exception that we have. So these are the fauna. Because we have also covered, I mentioned Nanda Devi. So I'll also give you some idea about Nanda Devi. Nanda Devi does not fall in Indus bank. Nanda Devi does not fall on the Indus tributaries also. Nanda Devi is a part of Ganga River System. Okay, Nanda Devi is seen in the Ganga River System. But because I have mentioned the name, I'll tell you something about Nanda Devi. Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve is a big biosphere reserve. It has Nanda Devi National Park. In the core area, it has Nanda Devi National Park, and it also has Valley of Flower National Park. From the Valley of Flower National Park, there's a river called as River Alaknanda. River Alaknanda, which is a part of Ganga River System. It's a part of Ganga River System. It's quite down. You can see it here. This is in Uttarakhand. This is in Uttarakhand. It's a part of Ganga River System. So River Alaknanda passes through Valley of Flower National Park. You can say, I generally use this in my class, Alak, love flowers. Okay? So Alaknanda passes through Valley of Flower National Park. Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve has Nanda Devi National Park, as well as it has Valley of Flowers National Park, and Alak love flowers. So Alaknanda passes through the Valley of Flower National Park. It is surrounded by Nanda Devi Peak. The peak is also there, and which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. If I talk about what kind of forest trees is found in the Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve, you have fir. As you can see, the conical shaped fir. You have birch trees. You have rhododendrons, beautiful colorful flowers, rhododendrons, and you also have junipers. So junipers, fir, you have birch, and you also have rhododendrons in the Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve. Moving on, what are the fauna? You have musk deer, you have Himalayan thar, you have the This is like a goat. You have musk deer, you have black bear, beautiful black bear, and you also have mainland saroo. So these are the fauna that you see along the Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve. I'll move on. There are other national parks along Nanda Devi. You have Govind Pashu Vihar National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary. This is in the Garhwal Hills. So this is a part of Garhwal Himalayas. This is a part of Garhwal Hills, which is a part of Uttarakhand. So just because I'm also covering this one, I am also mentioning one part, that is Govind Pashu. This is named after Ballav Govind Pallav Pant. Therefore, the name Govind Pashu Vihar National Park, Govind Pallav Pant के ऊपर नाम है. In the Garhwal Himalayas, the snow leopard projects for the conservation of the snow leopard. Government of India has launched a snow leopard conservation project that is being managed from here. The vegetation, you will have coniferous forest, you have Himalayan broadleaf forest, that is your temperate deciduous forest, you have shrubs, you have meadows, you have similarly pine, deodar, maple, oak, walnut, chestnut. These are part of the temperate deciduous forest. As you can see, beautiful color. This is walnut, akhrot, you can see this. You have chestnut here, you have rhododendrons, you have hazel rhododendrons. So this is what you have with respect to the bush. The fauna, again, you have snow leopard, you have musk deer, you have Himalayan thar, you have good eagle, steppe eagle, you have bearded vulture. These are a part of your flora and fauna. Then apart from this, there's a very famous wildlife sanctuary in Ladakh, that is your Changthang Wildlife Sanctuary. It is located in Changthang Plateau, hence the name. It is important for a lake, that is Somorari Lake. You will see there is a Somorari Lake here. Okay, so this is, and it also have a monastery, that is 𝐂𝐍𝐃𝐄𝐍𝐃 Monastery. Okay, there's a 𝐂𝐍𝐃 village on the bank of Lake Somorari, so it is famous for monastery also. Changthang Plateau pe Ladakh, Somorari, it has 𝐂𝐍𝐃 Monastery because it is all, there's a village by the name as 𝐂𝐍𝐃. The fauna, you will have the same type. You will have snow leopard, you will have Tibetan ass, wild ass, and you also have Tibetan sheep. So you have these one. You have snow leopard, you have Tibetan wild ass, as well as you have Tibetan sheep. Then another at Karakoram, this is your Karakoram range. At the Karakoram, the first one, you have Karakoram Wildlife Sanctuary. It is also a high altitude sanctuary. That is there in the eastern Karakoram, and it is one of the place where a Tibetan antelope, a deer, Tibetan antelope Chiru, visits. So Tibetan antelope Chiru is migrating here. This is how, can you look at the horns? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You have the horns there. So this is your Karakoram Wildlife Sanctuary. Similarly, we also have a Sokar. This is the Sokar. You can see we've done Changthang, we've done Karakoram, I've done Somorari, and I'm now looking at Sokar. Sokar, sleep. So it is important for birds. The birds, they sleep a lot. So Sokar Sanctuary, that is important bird area. It is also at high altitude. It has wetlands. Birds, they will visit the wetlands. You will see in the parks also. There's a very area that is covered with wetlands and a lot of humid places. Any birds, they will have humidity around them. So they are found at wetlands. The wetland, there are two types here. You have Sokar, that is hypersaline lake, and you have Star Sapukso, which is a freshwater lake. So you have two. One is the Star Sapuklo, which is a freshwater, and the Sokar, which is the hypersaline lake. Basically, it is also, the Sokar is also known as white lake. Why white? Because there's a lot of salts accumulation. It is saline. So there's a lot of salt efflorescence from the evaporation. It is important bird area. It's an important breeding area for the black-necked crane. Black-necked crane. Can you see the black-necked crane? There's a black neck here in the crane. So Sokar Sanctuary, that is important bird area. You have black-necked crane. It has wetlands. There's a complex wetland, that is Sokar. One of them is hypersaline, and the other is the Star Sapuk, that is about your fresh one. What about the species? You have a lot of birds here. You have falcon here. You have wild dogs. You have snow leopards. So this is what you have for the one. Then you also have Somorari, as you can see here. The Somorari, I had mentioned this. So this one we've mentioned. This is home to the Somorori. This is in the Changthang Wildlife Sanctuary. If I talk about Somorori, it ranges. There is brackish water lake. There's also fresh water. So there is fresh water and brackish water mixing along the Somorori. But because there's no outflow, depending on the evaporation, you will have salinity. So without no outflow, there is cause of variable salinity. We have seen this 𝐂𝐍𝐃𝐄𝐃 monastery, that is named after the village 𝐂𝐍𝐃. It also has wetland, so it will have rice fields, it has barley fields, rice fields, and it has the only breeding site of India for the bar-headed geese. You can see this is an important information. Bar-headed geese ke liye only breeding site. The other fauna that you have is Tibetan sheep. You also have the Tibetan wild ass here, 𝐂𝐿. You have 𝐂𝐿, you have Tibetan sheep here. Now, with this, we complete the Indus River ecological significance. We have done what is Indus River. We've looked at the tributaries. We have also covered right bank and left bank tributaries. And we saw various wildlife sanctuary as well as national park. You saw Hemis High Altitude National Park. We saw Salim Ali National Park on the map. We also saw the Changthang Wildlife Sanctuary. That is what we've seen. We've also seen 𝐂𝐍𝐃𝐿 Monastery and various other ecological significance and the flora and fauna along the Indus. Okay? And in the meanwhile, in the passing reference, we also covered Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve. That's not a part of Indus, but we've covered some part here. Now, if I talk about Indus River generally remains in news because of a treaty. There's a treaty that is signed between India and Pakistan, that is Indus Water Treaty, where there is an agreement to share the water of the Indus and its tributaries. It is seen that some rivers have been allocated to Pakistan for the utilization of water, and some rivers have been allocated to India for the utilization of the water here. So this has been signed, the Indus Water Treaty. It was signed in 1960 between India and Pakistan. What is it? That we will equitably share the water of the Indus River system. Now, the Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, these rivers, these are the western rivers, they have been given to Pakistan, and the eastern rivers, that is Ravi, Beas and Sutlej, has been given to India. So if I say Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, the top three have been given to Pakistan. Ravi, Beas and Sutlej, the bottom three, have been given to the Indian side. This allows India for non-consumptive usage. India will not consume but use it through hydro power projects on the western side. So though India has got Ravi, Beas and Sutlej, but India can also claim the water of Indus, Jhelum and Chenab. For what purpose? For non-consumptive purpose. We are not consuming the water, but you can utilize the energy of the water. For hydroelectric power projects, India can use it. So non-consumptive use, including the hydro power projects on the western river, that is Indus, Jhelum and Chenab. Therefore, this was there in news when India was trying to build a hydropower project on Jhelum River, which is a tributary of Jhelum. So this was there in news 2-3 years ago. While it is using the non-consumptive use, India has to take into consideration that it will maintain uninterrupted downstream flow. The flow of the river should not be affected. You can utilize the energy, but you cannot utilize the water of Indus, Jhelum and Chenab. That is called as non-consumptive use, and we will have to see that the flow of the river remains uninterrupted. Then this place is home to many glaciers. Obviously, it is very snow-clad, it is icy, so it has a lot of glaciers like Batura Glacier, Biafo Glacier. You have Siachen Glacier, Gilgit Glacier, Aksai Glacier. So a lot of glaciers are there. You can see Baltoro Glacier, Biafo Glacier, Siachen Glacier. Gangotri Glacier is a little down south, so I'm not covering that. So Batura Glacier, Biafo Glacier, K2 Glacier, Baltoro, Siachen. You have Shafad Glacier, Diamir Glacier. So these are some of the important glaciers that you have. Let's look at some of the questions here. First question, that is prelims previous year question. Let us look at the question. Consider the following statement. This is asked in 2023, so this is recent. Jhelum River passes through Wooler Lake. Krishna directly feeds the Koleru Lake. This will cover when we will cover the Krishna. The meander of Gandak forms the Kanwar Lake. So this was asked. I will not answer this question. You can at least answer the first one, whether Jhelum River passes through Wooler Lake or not. Okay? Just let me know in the comments that whether Jhelum River passes through Wooler or not. That's the thing that I would want from you. With reference to the Indus River system, the following consider of the following 4 rivers, there are 4 rivers, 3 of them pour into one. which join the Indus direct. Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, and Sutlej. The one river which joins the Indus direct is Sutlej river. So the answer here is Sutlej river. Okay? Now, if I talk about the other, Bandarpunch Glacier, Barashigli Glacier, Milam Glacier, Siachen Glacier, Zemu Glacier, glaciers have been given and the rivers have been mentioned. Okay? So we will have to have some time before we can answer this question, the question 2019. This is also, this 2017 will also take some time. I am not answering the questions as of now because I have just covered the river system. So I'm not answering. I'm just letting you know that what kind of questions have been coming in the examination. There was also this question, which of the following river does not originate in India? This is actually from the Indus River System. Beas, it originates in India. Beas Kund. Chenab, there's Chandra and Bhaga, that is originating in India. Ravi, Rohtang Pass, it originates in India. It is Sutlej. Sutlej does not originate from India. Sutlej originates from Rakshastal near Mansarovar, which is there in Tibet. So the answer is D. Rivers that passes through Himachal Pradesh. What are the rivers that is passing through Himachal Pradesh? We know that Beas passes through Himachal Pradesh. Chenab and Ravi also passes through Himachal Pradesh. You also have Sutlej and Yamuna passing through Himachal Pradesh. So all of them, they are passing through Himachal Pradesh. The answer is D here, all of them. Now look at this. I will wait for an answer. I will wait for two answers from you. One, I will wait for an answer whether Jhelum passes through Wooler Lake. Tell me in the comments below. And I will wait an answer from 2020. Let me know what is the answer. I'll just read out the questions for you. I'm drawing the map of Kashmir and Ladakh. It says that Siachen Glacier is situated to the east of Aksai, the east of Leh, the north of Gilgit, or the north of Nubra Valley. So this is your Siachen. You have, let's say, Indus moving here. One of them is 𝐂𝐿 River and you have Nubra River. So the Siachen passes through what? It is to the, and if I say this is Gilgit here, this is Aksai. So is it to the east of Aksai? Is it to the east of Leh? Is it to the north of Gilgit, or is it to the north of Nubra Valley? This answer I'm looking forward from you. This is the map that I have gone for your, I have drawn for the reference of yours. So please go through this. This is the 2020 questions. So 2 questions I'm expecting in the comment about Jhelum River and the answer to 2020. Let me know. I'll wait for the comments. All of you, this is what we have from my side today. We will keep on updating more on the rivers. Stay tuned with us. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.